The Batman Arkham games are known for being very fun, immersive and gorgeous looking. In a video from a while ago, I tested Arkham Knight and I made it run on a laptop with a Celeron N-Train 840, an absolute potato that's weaker than 2006 Core 2 Duos. So for this video, I decided to check out the earlier Arkham games, which although not as demanding as Arkham Knight, are still very graphically impressive for their time, so I made them run on Windows 2000 Professional. Oh, and I also demolished their config files. This is a Lenovo Legion Y520, which can run Windows 2000 Professional natively thanks to universal NZ installer and a little bit of witchcraft. Before you call me a spoiled high-end liar and smash your heads with your potato laptops or 20-year-old keyboards, one thing that doesn't work in Windows 2000 is the Legion Y520's dual graphics cards, simply because, well, no drivers for the Intel HD 630 and GTX 1050 exist that work with Windows 2000. To make it seem like I have a functioning GPU driver, I navigated to Windows 2000 System32 folder, renamed the original d3design.dll file to keep it backed up, and placed the d3design.dll file from SwiftShader variant 2 for my collection of software rendering solutions for retro Windows, which I will share with you guys in the video description. This will allow us to launch DirectX 9 games, but since all the rendering will be done by the CPU without any assistance from a graphics card, performance will be extremely low. Another very crucial thing is extended kernel 3.1L by Blackwing Cat, allowing Windows 2000 to run more modern apps. Starting off with Arkham Asylum, I used the low settings and the 640x480 resolution, and this is how the game runs in the main menu. Now there's a trick you can do that's actually related to SwiftShader. In the software rendering solutions, I've also included potato configs for all the SwiftShader variants. To use them, simply copy and paste them to the location where the executable of the game you want to play is located. I'll be using it from now on. With it, in the main game, I got a somewhat acceptable experience. Although Joker certainly looks scarier with the potato SwiftShader config, the game ran at below 15 FPS most of the time, resulting in slow motion, and only when I looked down would the slow motion go away. So
let's scrapify the graphics!
Even more!
From a technical viewpoint, one thing that the Batman Arkham games have in common is that they're made using Unreal Engine 3. And what do Unreal Engine 3 games have? Huge config files with a lot of stuff we can disable. The config files of Arkham Asylum are located in Documents and Settings, your Windows username, My Documents, Square Enix Batman Arkham Asylum BM Game Config on Windows 2000 and XP, or in Users, your Windows username, Documents, Square Enix Batman Arkham Asylum BM Game Config on Windows Vista and newer. Now, out of all these config files, the one that had to be professionally demolished is bmengine.ini. This in turn resulted in me also creating a low-end config mod to save you guys the effort of manually tweaking the config, and yes, it will be shared with you guys in the video description. To use the low-end config mod, first choose between one of the two preset folders and open the text file inside. Then make a backup of the game's bmengine.ini and open it. In Notepad, search for System Settings, then carefully mark all the System Settings content from top to bottom, then return to the text file of the mod that you've chosen, copy the content from it and paste it in the game's config, aka what you've hopefully marked correctly, then save the changes. By default, the very low preset sets the resolution at 640x480, 100% resolution scaling, windowed, while the super low preset sets it at 400x300, 75% resolution scaling, and again windowed mode. If you want to use a different resolution, you can return to the bmengine.ini file and change the res-x and res-y values to your preferred main resolution, as well as the screen percentage value to change the resolution scaling. There is also a value for switching between full screen and windowed. A bonus tweak for those who somehow are still struggling to run the game even with the mod involves searching in Notepad for delta time once again in the BM engine config and changing the max delta time value to 0.0. This will enable frame skipping, removing the slow motion at below 15 FPS. For comparison, this is how the very low preset looks like, and this is how the super low preset looks like. Back to Windows 2000 Professional. With the very low preset of the mod, the game runs better, but there are still too many frame drops. With the super low preset, however, the performance is actually not so bad. In some instances, I'm getting as much as 60 FPS. The FPS do change quite a lot depending on where you are, what you're doing and what you're looking at, and the game still stutters quite a bit. But then again, the game stutters even on high-end configurations. The i7 does struggle a bit more software rendering outside open areas, but all in all, despite the game running in a small window, looking like utter crap, and the SwiftShader watermark occupying nearly half of the screen, based on the time I spent playing like this, I have to say, pretty good for an operating system that cannot run Batman Arkham Asylum. Now it's time for Arkham City. Wait, what? The game's exe has generated errors? Well, guess what? If you try to play Arkham City with more than one CPU thread in Windows 2000, the game will generate errors. And when that happens, well, you will need to professionally rage quit. Before the intro videos end, open the task manager, then set the affinity of the game's exe to one CPU thread. Surely this won't result in an absolute utter slideshow.
I feel I should thank you. Capturing Bruce Wayne is so much easier than Batman. And now that we have you, Protocol 10 is ready to begin.
This is the location of Arkham City's config files on Windows 2000 and XP, and this is their location on Windows Vista and newer. Yes, I have done some demolition inside the bmengine.ini file, and yes, I have also made a low-end config mod for Arkham City. The method on how to use it is the same as the Arkham Asylum mod. Default mod resolutions are also the same, and there's also the max delta time tweak. The Arkham City mod again has two presets. The very low one disables a lot of effects and makes Batman look a little bit shiny. The super low preset, however, takes the meaning of low-end gaming to a whole new level. since we're extremely desperate in Windows 2000 because not only are we using SwiftShader, but now the OS professionally refuses to allow us to use more than one CPU thread in Arkham City. I'll be using the super low preset of the mod in combination with the delta time tweak. With the ultra low preset of my mod, the game looks like, I don't even know how to describe it at this point. I decided to play through the beginning like that to see if I can survive mentally, and despite the game still running at not so great frame rate and looking worse than anything I could have ever imagined, that didn't stop me from beating up quite a lot of bad guys.
Oh, you remember me? I'm touched. Your family destroyed mine, Wayne. This, well, let's just call this good old-fashioned revenge. Get him! Here's him! Think he's broken my bloody hand! Someone bring that guy!
While flying, the game would randomly stop for a brief moment as it struggles to load new objects, similar to how Arkham Knight behaves on the Celeron N2840. But hey, look on the bright side of things. When looking up at the sky, I get 21 FPS. Awesome! And when you enter the courthouse, you get beautiful double-digit FPS. Oh wait, never mind. Another hilarious thing in all of this is when the game professionally transitions from whatever that's supposed to be to smooth, beautiful looking, realistic video cutscenes.
Objection! Overruled. Heads or tails, kitty cat?
Which one lets me out of here alive?
Not this one. Time to die.
I vote for a stay of execution. No gun harm? Shame. This is gonna hurt.
Also, detective mode works nicely, so that's great. Playing like this is like trying out a whole new aesthetic. Some people might unironically enjoy it. Ignoring the FPS, the game is fully playable with these visuals. I have done some testing, so if you want to play Batman Arkham City with a unique visual style, well, this is for you. It's insane. Arkham Origins. For Arkham Origins, we have to use a version of the game from 2013, because newer versions of the game would refuse to run on Windows 2000 under any circumstances. Just like with Arkham City, you have to run the game with only one CPU thread, otherwise Windows 2000 Professional will turn into an error generator. That doesn't matter anyway, because after the chilled free FPS that you will get in the main menu at stock low settings 640x480, after starting the story, the game will briefly run before completely freezing due to it using too much RAM. Luckily, we can solve this by demolishing that pesky config file, which is located in the folder where you have installed the game, bmgame config. The config file in question is, of course, bmengine.ini. Oh, and I've also made a low-end mod once again, with 2 presets, same default resolutions as before, etc, etc. Installation is identical to the previous 2 mods, except that this time you also have to go to this location on Windows 2000 and XP, or that location on Windows Vista and newer. Make a backup of the file that's there and drag and drop / copy and paste the mod one there. You will also have to open this GFX settings file with Notepad and modify the resolution X and Y values to set a custom resolution, as well as the full screen value for switching between full screen and windowed, in addition to only changing the values in the bmengine.ini config, so keep that in mind. And for your classic comparison, this is how the very low preset of the mod looks like A little bit liquidy, isn't it? And this is how the super low preset looks like, kinda like Roblox or something like that. Returning to Windows 2000, I decided to try out the super low preset, and the performance is, all in all, similar to in Arkham City. Indoor areas run at mostly double-digit frame rate, but as soon as I went outside for this boss battle, for example, the FPS went to single-digit once again. Although just like in Arkham City, the game is fully functional, ignoring the frame rate, and even with the low FPS, I was still able to have fun watching Batman beat up bad guys. With that, all of the Batman Arkham games have been
Potato fight.
but even more impressively, we managed to run Batman Arkham Asylum, City and Origins on something that cannot run Batman Arkham Asylum, City and Origins. Of course, the links to all the mods and fixes featured in this video will be available in the video description, and that's all for today. Feel free to also check out the Arkham Knight video if you haven't done so but want to play it as well, and see you guys in the next one.